Knicks on fire tonight. Jalen Brunson, everybody's healthy. He's back. Missed a one game, went for 26 tonight. Josh Hart, another big game, 19 points, and the putback jam right there. Jalen, what do you think about your former college teammate? Well, they love that. As the Knicks win it 98-74, best defensive effort in the whole league this year, and the Knicks' best defensive effort in 12 years. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios from the Garden. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn. How about this defense? 10 blocks, one off a season high. The Knicks led wire to wire. The Magic had been 13-3 in their last 16. The Knicks now fourth in the East. A much-needed win, and Brunson is healthy.
We're under 20 games. It's winning time. And that's what the Knicks made a statement tonight to the Orlando Magic, who have had their number this season. But the Knicks said it stops right here because these are games we've got to get no matter who's in the lineup. Everybody showed up tonight. And the start of this game was that statement. Knocking down threes coming off a game where they couldn't make one. And then that defense, the way they got after it defensively against the Magic team, they let Orlando know, you want to know what the playoffs feels like? This is it.
Knicks, of course, have been 0-3 against the Magic this year. Knicks against Atlanta. Allen in the last game goes 16 of 52 from downtown. Tonight they finished the game 16 of 33, but the key was they hit 8 of their first 9.
Yeah, and they came out firing, and they came out with a purpose with a lot of these shots. You get a little friendly rim there from the Garden rims for Josh Hart. But there's a sight for sore eyes if you're a Knicks fan. It's not only Jalen Brunson back in the lineup, but Jalen Brunson putting up threes and shooting high efficiency as always. Really didn't have to do too much in this game. The ball movement was great. How about Deuce McBride, too, and his ability to knock down the three, how good that's been going for him. DiVincenzo knocked down a three as well. But that was it. It was the beginning of this game was threes and defense and maybe a couple of good Garden rolls on these rims. But look at the three-point shooting tonight, and you see the 16. They made 16 against the Hawks on Tuesday, but needed to take 19 fewer to get to this 16.
You see Deuce went 3 for 3. Deuce McBride is now standing by with Alan Hahn.
Thank you, Bill. All right, Deuce, you saw for the last couple of days, you knew who you were playing these next couple of games, especially Orlando, where they are in the standings, where you are in the standings. It looked like you guys came out with something to prove tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We know we've been down in the series, 0-3. They've been out more physical than us, so we just wanted to bring the fight to them, and I think we did that tonight.
How do you feel about where your game is right now? We've been talking about you and how you've been getting consistent minutes, sometimes almost playing the entire game and playing a very clean game. All the work that you have done really in the practice facility when you haven't been playing, it's all seeming to come together right now. Where are you right now with your game?
I'm in a great place, honestly. It was a grind my first 2 years, but I stayed faithful to God and just wanted to keep working on my game. And thanks to the organization for believing in me, the coaching staff, and my teammates. You're
at the time of year now where the games keep on coming, and they're all important when you look at the standings. So you get this game against Orlando back into fourth place, but the next 2 games against another Eastern Conference opponent in the Philadelphia 76ers. Is this the best time of year to be playing?
Yeah, absolutely. This is why we play, compete at the highest level. It's great games, great competition, and, we just want to keep fighting.
Deuce is loose, Bill. Back to you.
All right, so here's your game summary. Knicks win at 98-74. Look at points in the paint. The Magic average over 50 points in the paint. In this game, they went only for 26, while the Knicks had 36. You see the rest of the numbers, and again, this is the best defensive performance by any team in the league this year, and the Knicks' best defensive performance is 2012. Wally Zerbeck helped call the game tonight on ESPN Radio 98.7 FM. Wally, great to see you. How about that Knicks D tonight?
It was outstanding. I called for it at the beginning of the game. Do not let this Magic team punk you and get points in the paint and attack you right at the front of the rim. Isaiah Hartenstein got a couple blocks the first possessions. So did Precious Achiuwa, and that set the tone. This Magic team pushed us around the first 3 games in the series. Yes, we were banged up. Yes, we were injured. But they are not as skilled as the New York Knicks basketball players. They're not as good at jump shooters, and we just needed to match their physicality and match their effort. And we did it to start the game. And as a result, we completely sent a message to this team that they want no part of us in a playoff-type atmosphere. This was not a pretty game. You had to hide your eyes at times because the execution on the offensive end of the floor by both teams was not always perfect, but you just found a way to get a win, grind a win, and send a message to this team that was a half a game up in the standings that you are not going to stay there, Orlando, that we are going to take that spot over and we are going to find our game, especially when guys get healthy, and that we are going to be the team to beat in the East in the playoffs if we happen to meet this team.
Wally, when I was looking at the box score, I was checking out all the different numbers. I thought of you right away when I saw 26 points in the paint allowed to the Magic. That's it, 26. Some teams get that in a quarter or a half. But I also saw 31% shooting. They were trying to score in the paint. Knicks weren't letting them do it. 31% in the paint is excellent defense. But you know what another story in this game, Wall, is the fact that we saw Jalen Brunson back on the floor. I said it at halftime. If I told you at halftime on Sunday in Cleveland that he'd have 17 points at the half very efficiently by Friday, you wouldn't have believed it. Him back on the floor and how he looked, pretty amazing stuff, wasn't it? I think we lost Wally, so we'll just discuss it here, Bill, right? Seeing him on the floor, the way he was shooting the basketball, he looked very comfortable. And you know Orlando was throwing a lot of pieces at him. They were doubling him. Black is a long defender who has actually had success against Jalen in the past. But Jalen looked like that he really found a rhythm in this game early on. And as I said, think about it. You were there. You called the game Sunday. To think that less than a week later he'd be back on the floor is remarkable.
And he didn't look like he always is able to bounce back. I mean, this was 11 out of 19 shooting. He goes for the 26 points, as you see, 4 of 7 from downtown. And he was great.
And only took 19 shots. Like it wasn't, I mean, only 19, but still, for him, it didn't feel like that he was dominating the offense. It looked like the ball moved really well, and he was picking his spots in this game. That was all great to see. Having him back in the lineup and playing at the level that he played at, the ability to miss one game and still give you 28 minutes and give you the 26 points on good shooting. You love that. And then the news before the game from Tom Thibodeau about OG Anunoby's practicing, and they're waiting to clear him to play in games, knowing Julius Randle is not too far behind as well. Mitchell Robinson doing basketball activities. You start to get this sense that did the Knicks, is there a light at the end of this tunnel now? Did the Knicks get through this injury couple of weeks that they had to deal with, which included missing Jalen Brunson a couple of times?
Knicks now 8-9 without Anunoby and without Randle. One of the reasons that they've been able to hold in there, Precious Achiuwa.
Yes. What
a post-game interview with Rebecca Harlow. He's a guy that spent a lot of his childhood here in New York. And the numbers tonight, Alan, I mean, 15 points, 14 rebounds, a career-high 5 blocks, 2 steals, and 4 assists. He's played the best basketball of his career. Been given the opportunity here.
Keyword.
And he has made the most of it.
Keyword is opportunity. And also what you heard in his interview with Rebecca was how much it means to him. It's personal for him. He's from here. He grew up here in New York. For him to play in New York is a personal thing. And so when he's getting the opportunity to play, there's just a little something extra in his game. I love the fact that he's stretching as well and knocking down a couple of threes. There is just something that you can feel about when he plays. We've talked to him a couple of times. We've had a chance to interview him several times. The emotion he showed to Rebecca was wonderful because he's generally a pretty stoic personality. But on the floor, you see a guy that's really giving you extra energy, extra effort, and this opportunity he's getting to play means a lot to him. He's another one that when this team gets healthy, his minutes are going to go down. It's just that's just the math. But he also wants to make sure that they might go down, but I stay in this rotation because I can help this team win.
So Achiuwa goes for 39 minutes. He's about averaging that since Anunoby and Randle have been out. And that's double his career average.
And let's not forget, he's guarding Paolo Banchero, the all-star, who is very difficult to guard. And while Banchero still had a strong game, he gave him a hard time this entire game.